Tap the screen, share the live. Welcome back, y'all. Tap the screen, share the live. Sorry about that earlier, man. These people don't got no respect. And this is how you know these people are not from the land. Y'all tap the screen, share the live. This is how you know these people are not from the land. I'm saying I'm walking on sacred ground, right? And this dude is up here talking about taking a SHIT and carrying on, and he know he's being obnoxious. But now, if I'm telling you I'm walking on sacred ground, you might just out of respect because your elders taught you better to pipe down, get off the live. I'm requesting you to get off the live. You know what I'm saying? These people just don't got no respect. But anyways, back at it. Sorry I had to start the live over, y'all. That's how you know they not from the land, because they don't got no respect when somebody is talking about the sacred grounds. So this is the Southeast Mound. The Southeast Mound area has been occupied from the Archaic period, 9,600 BCE to 1,000 BCE. That's before Common Era for my religious people. Through the Mississippian period, 900 CE to 1540 CE. Archaeologists found evidence of prehistoric burials, plain pottery, stone projectile points, and chipped stones. The oval shape of the mound suggests that it was heavily damaged by erosion and plowing. Think about that. Erosion and plowing. Today, the mound measures 30 by 50 feet and 3 feet high. The mound was likely built during the last years of the Mississippian period because it is located 200 feet outside of the village's fortification walls during the late Mississippian period. The village may have expanded beyond the original fortification walls. So, now you tell me, prehistoric people built this mound. This is what is left of the mound. Like they said, erosion and plowing caused this structure to erode. And we don't know what's underneath it that they're telling us about, so that's a whole nother story. I'm not even letting nobody else up after that situation. Thought that was somebody else, so my apologies, y'all. My apologies. So the trading post is this way, where they would have did trade up through that area over there with the Europeans, you know, some slave trading going on. Europeans kidnapping, and you know how they do. So tap the screen, share the live. Unfortunately, I had to end the last live, but we are back and we are here. And if you missed it, we were talking about the depiction of the woodland Indians, and you could see the drawings of how they depicted them, and you know, took a walk by the river, showed y'all one of the smaller mounds. So this is what they're showing from the Archaic period. The Archaic period, 8,000 BCE to 1,000 BCE. Y'all tap the screen and share the live, because a lot of people running their mouth, but ain't nobody showing y'all in real time on camera. So tap the screen, share the live. And just like I was saying last time with the pictures, this is who's responsible for putting out this picture. Now you tell me, this is the wood, this is the person. They're very careful not to add color. They keep it black and white. They keep the phenotype looking very Asiatic. And this is what they do. Now, the question is, do you believe that the archaic people during this 8,000 BCE to 1,000 BCE period would have depicted themselves like this? That's the question I'm asking. The word archaic means very old. So you telling me the very old people had more Eurasian features? During the Archaic period, the people were hunters and gatherers who lived in small mobile bands. They believed in base camps along creeks. They lived in base camps along creeks and rivers for short periods of time. While exploring the land for food, the woman gathered wild plants, berries, nuts, and seeds. Oh, look at that, y'all. Background illustration. Y'all take a look at that. Background illustration, copyright 1959. You see the date. By Edwin Tunis. Somebody Google search that person. Edwin Tunis, copyright 1979, by Maryland National Bank. First appeared in Indians, published by World Publishing. Definitely y'all take a screenshot of that. Reprinted by permission of Curtis Brown Ltd. So it's very important. So they told you the truth right here. What's up, Wolfie? Happy Sunday to you, Wolfie. They told y'all the truth right here. It was reprinted by permission of Curtis Brown Ltd. Background illustration, copyright 1959 by Edwin Tunis. Copyright 1979 by Maryland National Bank. Very important when you're talking about the description that you see right here of archaic, very old people. That's what they're showing you. This is a polling dugout. At the end of the Paleo-Indian period, people developed new ways of living as the climate warmed. They invented tools, pottery, and weaving. New tools developed during this period, including knives, drills, choppers, hammerstones, scrapers, bone points, fish, hooks, canoes, atlas. Did I say that wrong? Atlatos. The atlatl assisted in propelling a spear with greater velocity and distance. Baskets and pottery vessels aided the women in gathering, storage, and cooking of forest products. Dugout canoes made fishing and travel easier. So like I was saying earlier, right? The other picture I showed y'all earlier, before I had to end the live because that damn Neanderthal didn't want to get off my screen. And this is how you know they not the people of the land, because, yo, nothing is coincidence. That Neanderthal Hispanic got up here and was talking about taking a dump. And he heard me talking about I'm in front of the sacred ground of one of the mounds. And here he is talking about taking a dump. I'm telling him, get off the screen. Then he starts using the N-word. Now, you ask yourself a question, y'all. If those people are truly indigenous to this land, autochthonous to this land, would it not resonate in their soul to shut let's say, I don't even want to cuss. I don't even want to use profanity right now. Would it not resonate in their soul to shut their mouth if somebody is at a sacred ground of some ancestral works going on? Like, come on, like that, right? So, yo, if your first eye is open, you can see it right there. You can see it right there. Those of you that visit the pyramids, the so-called pyramids, the real name is Merkut, in Egypt, right? Egyptus, Kemet. You see trash in front of the pyramids and stuff like that. People cussing and carrying on. If those people are the true people of that land, why are they throwing trash in front of the pyramids? Why they want to take a leak in front of the pyramids? You tell me. The answer is right in front of y'all face, man. Don't let these people fool you in what they saying. So what's down this way? Am I going the right way, y'all? Hold on, am I going the right way? I don't want that man to get me off track, yo. What's down here? Thank y'all for the taps. I apologize for having to end that live, but I just did not know how to get that Neanderthal off of my screen. Thank you for the taps and the shares and the gifters. Yeah, y'all hit y'all daily hearts. You know what it is. So, man, let me puff that thing right quick, yo. We love TikTok Shop. This ain't nothing illegal, by the way. It's just, it's actually herbal diffuser. This particular one is for relaxation. We love TikTok Shop. I believe they even sell it on TikTok Shop. So TikTok, chill out now. Chill out, TikTok. We love TikTok Shop. What's over here? So, yeah, walk with me through the forest, y'all. And we gonna see what's what. Thank you for the gifts. Shout out to Sweet Wolfie. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. Y'all put y'all tools in the chat if you want me to go to the Great Pyramid Temple Mound. Now, I haven't seen this before. It's very hard to read. This is very old. Where have they gone? Many of the animals below once freely roamed the forest, swamps, and the land now protected by the National Monument, blah, blah, blah. Some are extinct. Okay. So they had white-tailed deer. I can't even read that. What's that say? Cougar? They had cougars over here. They had rabbits. Red wolf. Imagine that. They used to have red wolf in this forest, y'all. gray squirrel, black bear, Homo sapiens. They trying to tell you now. They trying to tell you Homo sapiens, footprint, bison. Wow, they used to have bison out here, y'all. Have you ever seen a white buffalo, y'all? Yo, a white buffalo is a majestic sight. I seen them out there, and what was that? I was over there in what state was that? I forget what state that was. It was somewhere out there in the Northwest. I can't even read the rest of that, but they used to have gray squirrels, red wolves, white-tailed deer, cougars. Man, we ain't seen a cougar in ages in these parts. We haven't seen a cougar in ages in Georgia. Do y'all got cougars where y'all at? Look at that. That's a beautiful bird. I don't know if y'all caught that. It's a cardinal. Yeah. Ain't nothing like nature, y'all, on a Sunday. So, hopefully I'm going the right direction. Because that just kind of threw me off track a little bit. Having to stop and try to get that clown off of my life. If that don't tell you these people are faking it, I don't know what will. These people are not indigenous to America. They're not indigenous to any part of this earth. They're Johnny-come-latelys, and they know it. That's why I don't have no respect for sacred temples, sacred grounds. They never have. Sacred rivers, you name it. Mountains. Don't get me started with Stone Mountain. What they did with that. So I'm lost in the forest, y'all. Tap the screen, share the live. As you can see in the distance, they ran the railroad right there. Now, for my ATR people, honestly answer this question. For my ATR people, you see that railroad over there? The train tracks. For my ATR people, my African traditional religious practitioners, tell me, who is the god of the railroad or the train tracks? Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I know it's one of those. Is it Eshu? Somebody tell me. I might be wrong. It's one of them. Now you tell me, who invented the railroad? Who invented the train tracks? Who invented the train tracks, y'all? Now you tell me, who is the god of the train tracks? But first, you got to tell me who invented the train tracks before you can tell me who is the god of the train tracks and the railroad. That's with all due respect, y'all. I'm just connecting the dots. Okay. So if I go up this way a half a mile. All right, let me go back this way. I went the wrong way, y'all. So stick around and you will see the Great Temple Pyramid. And we'll show you the corn maze mound. We'll also show you the ceremonial mound. And perhaps if I get some number 5s in the chat, I just might go to some of those haunted sites we talked about earlier. I need some water, y'all. Yeah. Put some 5s in the chat if y'all want me to go to the haunted Victorian mansion. Put a 5 in the chat if you want me to go to the haunted Confederate graveyard. And let's see what's what. Sometimes you got to get out here and see what's what. See, if I never came out here, I would have never seen who was responsible for those illustrations. Now we got to ask ourselves, why was it depicted the way that it was depicted? Who gave the permission and why? And why did it need to be copywritten twice? You don't have to copyright something that is an original depiction of the people, for the people, by the people. You have to copyright something when you're illustrating something that is not a true depiction, more than likely not a true depiction of the people you are trying to depict. Welcome in, welcome in. So, just about another mile or 2 up that way, and we will see the pyramid. It's sad how all these animals gone, y'all. I would have loved to see a red wolf. I mean, I heard of red foxes, but red wolf, yo, that's pretty cool. Imagine how many creatures done came and walked and, you know, no longer here with us. Speaking of creatures that are no longer here with us, y'all. That looked like some Mary Jane for a second. What's going on? Hold on, I gotta look again. What'd that look like, y'all? What'd that look like? Oh man, I thought I saw 7 leaves now. What's going on? Let me find out they're growing something out here. Hell, that look mighty close to a certain herb that I like. We love TikTok Shop. We love the TikTok Shop. But hey, so like I was saying, you know, it's crazy. They show you the footprints and stuff, animals that's no longer here. And it makes you wonder, you know. Hey, how's it going? All right. You know, like imagine what it's like to see a red wolf or a gray squirrel, you know, or a mastodon. Do y'all know that they found the earliest human remains in Florida, like just off the coast of Florida? Y'all look it up. Look it up for yourself if you didn't know. They found the earliest human remains off the coast of Florida. We got to question everything we've been taught, y'all. They found the earliest human remains right off the coast of Florida, right next to a mastodon. Mastodon bones, y'all. Share the live. Tab the screen. Get my sweat on. Okay, now let's see. Which way was I supposed to go? Thank y'all for the taps. Y'all tell me. Very old people, what they supposed to look like? Answer that question for yourself. What is the original phenotype? What is the original phenotype for man and the original woman? What is the original hair type for the original man and woman? So those of you that was not here earlier, this is what is left of one of the mounds. So a lot of erosion, plowing, changed its structure. That's one of the smaller, that's called the Southeast Mound right there. So who knows, y'all might be walking past mounds disguised as hills. The government ain't not gonna tell you nothing about it. Those of you that be going through, traveling, I mean really traveling like where you see America, not just fly over America. You see stuff that's harder to explain. I don't want to pollute. Drop my thing, y'all. My tip. I don't want to pollute the place. It's gone through enough. More evidence of mounds. Where do you think they get the idea of inner earth and building houses inside the earth, like hobbit structures? Who you think did it first? Who you think did it first, y'all? Look at all them flowers growing up through there. What up, what up? Love on Nika, welcome in. Tina, welcome in. Y'all wish the mods was here earlier when that Neanderthal was on my live. I was trying so hard to get that Neanderthal off my live, y'all. That Hispanic Neanderthal. And like I was saying earlier, this is how y'all know this is not their land. Because if I'm talking about sacred grounds and stuff, why are you being obnoxious on purpose and talking about taking a dump? And you want to start using the N-word, you know? Hey, you know, I don't mind talking with anybody, whether you're a racist or what. We could chop it up. We could sit down and talk about it, you know? But now's not the time. You're going to show some respect And that's why I had to end the live. So we're coming up to it, y'all. And like I was showing y'all, the railroad runs back over there, down by the river, up through the trees, you know? We're gonna talk more about that in a second. But it's important to see where the railroad is running. Welcome in, welcome in. Everybody tap the screen, share the live. What's up? Happy Sunday. We are here, walking towards the Great Pyramid Mound. Y'all don't see it yet. You see some of the smaller mounds coming up, but you don't see the Grand Temple Mound yet. I mean pyramid. Tap the screen, share the live. Everybody tap the screen, share the live. Looks like the park is doing some maintenance over there. Oh, there you go. Y'all see that's the Great Temple Pyramid right there on my left. So that's the Great Temple Pyramid. It's flat at the top. Now, y'all don't really see how high it is up off the ground, because I'm high up off the ground myself right now. But as you get closer, you're going to see how high up off the ground this thing really is. Yeah. Tap the screen, share the live. Tap the screen, share the live, share the live, share the live. Please send your daily hearts. Happy Sunday. So you see the dents and the incantations in the ground. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but those are other mounds and structures underground right there. Because it's not just about what's above ground, like this pyramid right here. That's the Grand Temple Pyramid right there, by the way. You see how high that is up off the ground? There's stairs that you gotta climb. Hold on. We're gonna go over there in a second. But first, so this used to be ancient corn maze area. We just came from the southeast mound that was dealing with erosion and stuff and plowing. You know, look like they doing work on the bridge or something over there. Trading with the British in 1690 and 1715. So let's talk history for a second. Let's get back into it. So here we are. That's the Great Temple Pyramid right there. And then you got another pyramid right next to it. And then you got some more mounds going back down that direction. So the Creek Trading Paths, the Trading Post Site, and Civil War 1864. Now, it's important to remember that the people who really built this land and cultivated this land first are the Mississippian civilization, as I was explaining earlier. What's up, Lady Delphina? Happy Sunday to you, beloved. Shout out to all the people in the chat, the lovely ladies from the lineage. Shout out the whole lineage. If you just now joining, we're at the Great Temple Pyramid right there. We're going to get closer so y'all can see the Great Temple Pyramid, the other pyramid next to it, and then there's some mounds going down. You got some mounds right there underneath the ground. That's where the ancient cornfield used to be. The railroad. Oh, that's another mound over there. You probably can't see it. That's the, we're going to talk about that mound over there. How do I feel? I feel like I'm getting all type of messages and uploads right now. And nothing is coincidence. The reason why you know these people are not indigenous to this land is because, who is Baja Blast? Do y'all know Baja Blast? I don't know Baja Blast. Do y'all know Baja Blast? If I don't know you, I don't want you to really come up right now. I'm sorry. Because after what just happened on the last live, I can't just let anybody up, because that was really disrespectful. How you could be talking about you want to take a dump and stuff, and I'm over here trying to talk about the pyramids and stuff. Anyways, the Creek Trading Paths and Trading Post Site in Civil War 1864. Hundreds of axes, beads, clay pipes, knives, swords, bullets, flints, pistols, muskets, and burial pits were found in this area, contributing additional knowledge to the story of human activities at the Okamogi Fields, recovered artifacts and displayed for your viewing in Park Visitor Center. So we'll go over there too. But I'm getting hungry, y'all, so I'm going to try to speed it up. Y'all tap the screen, share the live. Put the number 6 in the chat if y'all want me to go to the haunted graveyard and the haunted Victorian mansion. Put a 6 in the chat if you want me to go to the cannonball house that got hit with the cannonball during the Civil War. Put a 2 in the chat if you want me to go to we'll get back to that later. 6 in the chat. Okay, you want me to go to the Confederate graveyard? Okay. It's haunted too, y'all, so I might wait till nighttime. We could probably see some things. The creek had 3 trading paths. They were the lower, middle, and upper. The lower and middle trading paths met here, making it an ideal place for trading posts. So you see a little picture depiction here. Look at that. Almost 100 years before the American Revolution was fought, the Creeks traded with the British at Okamogi. In year 1690, an English trader from Charleston built a trading store adjacent to the traditional Creek trading path that went from Augusta, Georgia to the lower Creek towns along the Chattahoochee River. A stockade wall and a shallow ditch surrounded the trading store for protection from attack. Now, we could visit the original army post. It's not too far from here. That was the founding military post. It was the founding military post is what they call it. That founded this city. Did not create it. It founded this city. And we could show y'all some of the mansions and stuff they got out here. It says founded in year blah, 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 blah. But they did not build these structures. The Creeks traded for European goods such as pew-pews, iron pots, knives, cotton cloth, in exchange for fur and skins. The Creeks moved back to the Chattahoochee River and abandoned the village after the Yamasee War erupted in 1715 in protest against the British corruption related to fur trade practices. Check that out, y'all. So the Creeks moved back to the Chattahoochee River and abandoned the village after the Yamasee War erupted in 1715 in protest against the British corruption related to the fur trade. Now, we know that the Yamasee was us. The Yamasee WARs, tap the screen, share it live. The Yamasee, and we're going to get more into that. 1715. We also know about the Stonewall. We was talking about that earlier. Archaeological excavations have located the sites of the trading post store, the stockade walls, and the creek trading path. A Civil War trench was also identified that bisected both the trading post and the path, probably constructed in 1864 by conscripted slave labor when Georgia Governor Brown called upon the citizens of Macon to protect the city from incoming forces of Union General W. whatever his name was. I can't recall, and it's ripped up here. I'm gonna need y'all to get on top of that. They ripped that. Somebody, maybe it's erosion. So y'all can see the Civil War trench right here, the gate, the corn storage pits, stock wall, protective ditch, moat behind it. And so as you can see, I'm gonna say that again. Archaeological excavations have located the sites of the trading post store, the stockade walls, and the creek trading path. A Civil War trench was also identified that bisected both the trading post and the path. Probably, no, we're not doing that today. No, don't request that. War trench was also identified that bisected both the trading post and the path, probably constructed in 1864 by conscripted slave labor when Georgia Governor Brown called upon citizens of Macon to protect the city and blah, blah, blah. Yamasee War erupted in year 715 in protest against the British corruption and pushed the Creeks back to the Chattahoochee River. And you know the Chattahoochee River flows all the way up past Atlanta, past all of that. So we could walk this direction, but we're going to walk this. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. I never seen. Hold on. Let me see. They got more pyramids than I realized. Hold on. They got more. Y'all tap the screen, share the live. Look at this filth. One of them Neanderthals was probably having sexual relations here at dark when nobody was here and dispose of their panties or something on the floor. This is how you know this is not their sacred ground. Once again, because they don't respect the sacred grounds. They don't respect the sacred grounds, but they gonna look you and me in the face and they gonna be like, we was the original Untontonous Americans. We was the indigenous. But you have an sex in the park and you put in your dirty panty drawers. You stink. You probably smell like wet dog when you was doing it out here because it was raining too earlier. All right, we're gonna run down. We running down. They don't respect it, y'all. I'm telling you, but they will look you in the face. They got different type of Neanderthals now, y'all. Y'all saw the Hispanic Neanderthal earlier. You see how disrespectful they are when we talking about history and the sacred mounds and pyramids. But they want to tell you they the indigenous. You know? Put a 2 in the chat if y'all want me to go down that direction where the gators might be at. Put a 3 in the chat if you want me to go to the funeral mound and the Great Temple Pyramid Mound. Look at that. So that's where we just came from. Yeah, exactly. Pigskin cave dwellers. So that goes back down towards the river. You got gators down there. Like I was saying earlier, you'd be surprised what type of animals used to exist in these areas. You know what I'm saying? We was reading it on the sign earlier. And for those of you that just came in, we saw that they used to have red wolves. They used to have red wolves, y'all. They used to have red wolves in these forests. Imagine that. They used to have gray squirrels and red wolves walking around this forest. Imagine that, y'all. And as I was saying earlier, the earliest human remains are not found in Africa. I'm sorry to bust your Pan-African bubble. Share the live to a Pan-African right now. Share the live to a Pan-African. But they recently discovered that the earliest human remains, and look at that. So we are here. They went extinct, you fool. They went extinct. We just read it on the sign. You could go watch the replay of the live. They had gray squirrels. They had red wolves. These animals are now extinct, as the sign clearly said. I read the sign for everybody. If you did not read it or you're late to the live, red wolves obviously do not exist anymore that we know of. But they used to be all up in them forests and stuff, y'all. Imagine that. The mastodon no longer exists. The woolly mammoth no longer exists. So you want me to show you a woolly mammoth right now? I'm sorry. You got to go visit Jurassic Park. Maybe they will create a mastodon for you, a red wolf. Maybe they will create. You got to go to Isla Sorna, y'all. Somebody put Isla Sorna in the chat. Put the island in the chat. We're gonna climb up to the pyramid. You got to go visit Isla Sorna if you want to see one of those things, man. They might create a Triceratops for you, or a Velociraptor. Yeah, Isla Sorna, yo. Put some islands in the chat. Isla Sorna. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. This is great exercise, y'all. Great exercise. Yeah, what you said? You got a question? Oh, in North Carolina, really? In North Carolina? Okay, that's pretty cool. Hey, how's it going? Small amount? Wow. Red wolves in North Carolina? I did not know that. Okay. Okay, you learn something new every day. That's why we here, y'all, to learn and to chop up game. Y'all tap the screen, share the live, tap it up, tap, tap. Y'all know what it is. Cash American. We live at the Great Pyramid Mounds. Y'all see how far we had to climb back up? You have some more mounds back that direction over there. And so we're going to have to climb up those steps over there to go up to the pyramid. And let's read what they're saying about the Mississippian. So during the Mississippian period of 900 through 1600, people from the Mississippian Valley area came here around 900. Can y'all hear me? And drove the woodland Indians away from this region. The Mississippians had a highly complex society based on horticulture. This stratified society was dominated by an elite class of political and religious leaders who occupied principal towns and were largely supported by the farming laborers who lived on the adjacent agricultural fields. What y'all think about that? A plaza or ball field was placed in the center of each town. The stickball game was a forerunner of modern lacrosse. Somebody shared it live. I know some people would love to hear that right now. A plaza or ball field was placed in the center of each town. The stickball game was a forerunner of modern lacrosse and required great strength and endurance. Sometimes two rival towns would settle differences through a ball game, thus avoiding warfare and giving the ball game the title Little Brother of War. Interesting. Chunky was another game that utilized a stone disc and sticks or spears. The disc was rolled in a prepared courtyard and the sticks thrown with the person throwing the stick closest to the fallen stone winning the match. So there y'all see the picture here. And it says mounds served as platforms upon which temples and principal residences of the leaders stood. Commoners carried dirt in baskets and formed the mounds. Evidence indicates that the mounds were enlarged from time to time, possibly for new structures or installed priest leaders. The community elite were buried in a special cemetery that eventually became the funeral mound, a 7-layer mound with numerous elaborate tombs. So we'll show you that in a second. Tap the screen, share the live. What's up, y'all? Welcome in, welcome in. So this is the Great Temple Mound and Town Site, capital of a thriving civilization. What conclusions can we draw about the Mississippians? They were master farmers, as evidenced by the extensive old fields that remain. The number of mounds suggests that the large number of healthy individuals labored intently to build the village and structures. and to produce the food necessary to sustain a large population. There had to be strong leaders present in their society to organize and to maintain such a large population. The successive stages of the development of the mound suggest a long period of occupation. So you see the depiction. Relatively little is known about these mounds except that they were topped by rectangular wooden structures probably used for religious ceremonial purposes. A stepped rampway descended from the summit of the mound to the plaza level below. So you see that. So that's how it would have looked. You know, y'all tap the screen, share the live. Its size and presence is another indication of the advanced society that built and used it, probably for important ceremonies and rituals. Scientists can only suggest what might have been true. Archaeological proof does not exist. The recovered artifacts further suggest the elite class of priests and or chieftains were carefully honored in their death. We love TikTok Shop, another song of the advanced culture of the Mississippians. We love TikTok Shop. Thank you for the gifts. What's up, Fadi? Thank you for the gifts. And that's how they depict this person. But they just told you what they say over here. Relatively little is known about these mounds, except that they were topped by rectangular wooden structures, probably used for religious or ceremonial purposes. Relatively little is known about these mounds, except that they were topped by what I just read. But somehow they know. Tap the screen, share the live, y'all. Tap the screen, share the live. But somehow they know. Oh, God. Somehow they know to put this picture right here. As I was stating earlier, imagine that. They just told you right here. It said relatively little is known about these mounds, except that they were topped by blah, blah, blah. But they somehow know this right here. So, this is where we at, y'all, for those that are just tuning in. This is where we at, y'all. Tap the screen, share the live. This is the Great Temple Pyramid right here in front of me. We're about to climb the steps to go up to the top of the pyramid. Is that the Mississippian tribe, right? Yes, the Mississippian tribe. Now, they contradict themselves, right? They contradicted themselves. First, they said the woodland people built the mounds back that direction before I had to end the live. Back through the woods, they built that. But now they saying the Mississippian built all of this, which makes more sense that the Mississippian built all of this right here. That's what makes more sense. They telling you little is known, except that, but somehow they know to draw them to look like somebody that came from Siberia. Somehow they know to draw them as somebody that came from Siberia, y'all. Stop with the games, y'all. We have to visit these sites. We have to know to read in between the lines. So many signs was just showed to y'all from my first live to the live right now that these are not the true Tontonist people of the land. They are not truly indigenous, because if they were, they would have more respect. They would not draw a picture out of their behind to depict them to look like that when it doesn't make any sense, y'all. It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so we just rolling a little bit of corn right now, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of corn. We rolling it up. You know what I'm saying? Puffing on this and whatnot. We love TikTok Shop. Keep off the mounds. So they don't want you to climb up right there. They want you to climb up right here because they have gone through a lot of erosion. They have gone through you know, colonial people running their train tracks and, you know, so on and so forth. So walk with me, tap the screen, share the live, and y'all let me know if you want me to go to the haunted Confederate graveyard. We are walking up to the pyramid, y'all, and I'm already out of breath. I gotta get back in shape. Who said you had to travel across the Atlantic? Not saying you can't do that, but you know. So this is how high up we are right now, but we're not all the way up in the sky just yet. And that's the river back down there. And this is an excellent place to come and meditate on top of the pyramid, y'all. You get all type of downloads and uploads, you know. So this is the side of the pyramid. Everybody tap the screen, share the live. We are on the side of the Grand Temple Pyramid. We got more stairs to climb. Tap the screen, share the live. Send your daily hearts. Walk with me. We're almost there. So that's where we were at earlier, a few miles back that way. Where you saw the other mounds back that way. The red wolf, the gray squirrel, roaming this land. So on and so forth. Look how it's built. We're almost to the top. We're almost there, y'all. Make sure you're hydrated. Should we take a break? Should we take a break? Nah, we don't need a break. Let's get to the top. Nice views. Hey, how's it going? Good, good, thank you. Yes, indeed, yo. So, that's where we were earlier, way deep down over there. And we're gonna talk more about what you see in the distance. But right now, what's that over there? What's that over there, y'all? So, what you see over here is the city of Macon. So, that's a haunted building over there. We're gonna go over there in a second. We're gonna go over to the haunted place, don't worry. Lots of haunted places. But here we are. Just imagine how high up in the sky we are. We're looking at the tops of the trees right now. And we're neck and neck with some of these skyscrapers. So tap the screen, share the live. We're on top of the Grand Temple Pyramid. And it's very important to leave an offering at these sites. Let me find the offering. Bear with me. I'm gonna find the offering and we're gonna leave an offering. Hold on. Dang. No, I didn't. Did I leave my wallet? Man, did I really leave my wallet? I think I left my wallet, yo. Yeah, so that's the other pyramid over there. We're gonna go over there in a second. Thank y'all for the gifts. So we're at the Okamogi Mounds. I'm sitting on top of the, this is the Grand Temple Pyramid. I'm on top of the Grand Temple Pyramid right now. Shout out to Nikki the God. So I'm gonna offer, everybody say that y'all love the ancestors in the chat. Chant with me. Y'all love the ancestors. Give thanks to the ancestors. Whatever Indigenous people that are connected to us, indigenous, original, aboriginal people that's connected to us, we give thanks to them. We love the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? We're all here. We're on the chat. We're on that telephone screen, that portal. We're using these portals, these mirror screens, to give thanks to the ancestors and whoever is Indigenous that is connected to us right now. We give thanks. We are here touching the Grand Temple Pyramid, right on top of it. Thank y'all for joining me. And y'all see Khepera on my right. Khepera is divine change. So these lands change in time, but we're always connected. Khepera reminds us of that. That's Khepera. Tuau Keperu. You know? If you know, you know. We're gonna climb down the pyramid. So we bring our presents, we give thanks. And for those of y'all that are just joining, those are the skyscrapers in the distance. And you see how high up in the air we are. We're gonna go lower down to some of the other mounds and stuff. So, yeah, so I saw some eroded mounds back through the woods that way. There's the great, I forget which mountain they call that over there, but we're about to go over there. And then these are the cornfield maze mounds. We're about to go over there and show y'all some of those. And yeah, man, twist something up, roll something up, you know, sip a little something and give thanks. Pour out some libation if you got it. I thought there was another way down, but we're gonna have to go from where we came from. But that's all right. So their kind is out here right now, enjoying the Great Temple Pyramid Mound. But so are we. So if y'all wanna give thanks one more time while we up on top of what used to be the tallest structure for hundreds if not thousands of miles in this southeast. We're on top of the Great Temple Pyramid. You might not be able to tell if you just came in the room, but this is how massive it is on the top. It's like a flat pyramid on top. Dang, why my phone? Hold on, let me plug up my phone. Gotta keep a battery bank, y'all. Keep a battery bank. Hold on, let me plug up my phone. We stay prepared. Thank y'all for the taps and all, and the gifts. And hold on, it was raining, so I don't want to sit down right there. Y'all tap the screen, share the live. Tap the screen, share the live. All right, tap the screen, share the live. We got our battery bank, our handy dandy battery bank charger, so we can keep moving. And that is Macon over there. That's Macon, Georgia. Very historical city, y'all. We're gonna talk more about the city. A lot of haunted places to go visit right now. But we're gonna wait till it gets dark, y'all. And we're gonna visit that Confederate graveyard. We're gonna visit some soul food spots. I am kind of hungry. And look how high up we are from this side. Okomoki River down there. And, you know, we're going to climb down. So, yeah, tap the screen, share the live. Shout out to everybody in the room. What's up, Nikki the God? Hope y'all having a great Sunday. What's up, Casey Macon? Oh, look at that, Casey Macon. No coincidence that you're here, Casey Macon. We are overlooking the city of Macon on top of the pyramid, you know? Excuse me. Hey, how's it going? All right, good. Yeah, good exercise, y'all, good exercise. So, yeah. For those of you that are just joining us, we're making our descent back down from the Great Temple Pyramid. We just came from on top of the Great Temple Pyramid. So we gave thanks to the ancestors, autochthonous people of the land, indigenous people of the land. You know, the people that I showed you guys earlier, they clearly low-key admitted that they falsely depicted their paintings right in front of you. As I showed you earlier, they literally admitted that they falsely painted the images. All right, so let's take a walk down. So that's the side of the Great Temple Pyramid. And yeah, everybody welcome in. Tap the screen, share the live, tap it up. Hit your daily heart me's and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting kind of hungry, man. Who knows some good soul food spots in the region? Let me know if you know some good soul food spots. Because Lord knows I want some soul food right now. Shout out to my soul long lineage in the building, man. Autochthonous people. What's good with you? We just came down from the Great Temple Pyramid. That's what that is over there. Welcome in. So, hold on, let me see. Man, I hope I didn't leave my wallet somewhere, y'all. Man, y'all pray for me that I did not leave my wallet. Because I don't know where my wallet is at right now. But we're going to keep moving. Because it's a lot to see. It's a lot to see in this lovely small city. You know what I'm saying? So like I was saying earlier, for those of you that are just coming in, yeah, anytime, man, anytime, bro. But I want to highlight this part one more time because, yeah, let's highlight this part one more time. They tell you right here. Now, this is what it would have looked like back in the day. And they told you right here. For those of you that are just coming in, it clearly says, relatively little is known about these mounds, except that they were topped by all of this you see right here, long story short. So they know very little. They just told you they know very little. So how the fuck, excuse my language, sorry ancestors, do y'all know to depict them like that? How do they know to depict them like that? You tell me. You tell me. Now we're gonna go to the other areas. We're gonna go to the other areas, y'all. So, y'all see how high we had to climb up. So good exercise. Oh, nice pooch there.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're gonna make our descent down to the other mounds, and we're gonna show y'all what's hiding in plain sight for you guys to see, you know? And hopefully you can visit for yourself, you can enjoy, you can indulge, you could get the uploads, you can meditate on top of the Great Temple Pyramid, as you can see it over there. Thank y'all for joining. Tap the screen, share the live. Share the live, share the live, man. I show y'all the lives in real time. If y'all was here earlier, I had to end the live. Forgive me again. But that Neanderthal just would not come off of the live. And that's the same type of Neanderthal, y'all, that would claim that their people created the mound and the pyramids and all that. Now hold on, let me walk this way. I'm trying to see, like, cause I'm lost right now. Cause I know there's mounds that direction. That's the Great Temple Pyramid. Y'all can see it again from the side, the flat top pyramid. You know what I'm saying? Now they're not telling you what that is right there, but that's part of that. They're not telling you really too much about that. I find that interesting. I find that they're not telling you too much about this either. You think that's just there for no reason? So I'm walking in between pyramids, literally. And we walk past these things every day. And I don't want y'all to talk about this, you know? How I grab a weapon, but I forgot my wallet, y'all. I'm so mad right now. I grabbed the weapon, but forgot the wallet, y'all. I think I forgot it. I hope I forgot the wallet. So, let me see what's down here. Is that melanated people coming up? Oh man, it'd be a breath of fresh air to see some of our kind. You know, some of these people be looking at me like, yo, you lost, boy? You lost? Yeah, I see some melanin. It looked like melanin. Yeah, it's glistening. Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, good. Yeah. So, I didn't realize how many mounds were actually out here. So, that's why I got confused, because... So now, boom, look at the pyramid. That's the pyramid, for those of y'all that missed it. That's the flat top pyramid. Goes pretty high up in the sky. Now we're coming up to the cornfield maze. Now, I didn't realize there's like 5 or 6 mounds back that direction. I've never even seen those before. So that's the cornfields, row of corn. Somebody share the live till we know the truth. Let me share the live to him. Hold on. Yeah. So we share the live till we know the truth. Shout out, we know the truth. We're rolling a little corn right now, you know. So this is the trail map. Okay, so that's the Earth Lodge, the Cornfield Mound, Bartnum Trail. So that was the Dunlap Mound. So that's what we saw earlier. The Dunlap Mound and the McDougall Mound is the one that we saw in the distance. That's why I got confused. I didn't realize there were so many mounds on the other side. So you got the Funeral Mound. We're headed towards that. We just came for the Great Temple Mound. And the Trading Post, the Southeast Mound we just showed you when that Neanderthal was disrespecting the culture. The Funeral Loop Mound, or the Mound Loop Trail, whatever. All right, so now we know where we are. Okay, so there it goes. The Great Temple Pyramid Mound. Y'all see it? All right, take it in. Take a deep breath. Think about it. Get your uploads. Think about what was going on here 10,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago, 5,000, 5 minutes ago. All right, so we're on the move. And that's the cornfield right there, ancient cornfields. Row to corn, row to corn. Somebody put some corns in the chat. Send me some corns. We rolling the corn right now. We rolling the corn today. On Tanzanite style, you know what I mean? So long. Shout out to the FBA. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lineage, Niji, American Indian. My soul on people, soul of America. We are the soul of America, man. Throw your sets up, man. Throw your corn up. Throw your, you know what I'm saying? Throw your feathers up. Throw your black power fist in the sky. Let me see some black power fist, some feathers, some corn. You know what I'm saying? Throw it up. You know what I'm saying? Throw it up in the sky. For those of you that missed it, we are walking away from the Great Temple Pyramid Mound, the flat top pyramid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fist in the sky. Black power, you know what I'm saying? Original people of the planet Earth. We in here. It's all love for the lineage, whether you call yourself FBA, Foundational Black American. You might refer to yourself as Solon. You might refer to yourself as American Indian, Antongenous American. Niji is our lineage, y'all. Shout out to our lineage, man. Pat yourselves on the back for walking with me right now. You know what I'm saying? Pat yourself up on the back to FBA Twitter, FBA TikTok, Solon, Instagram, everybody in between. Throw a fist up because we've been holding down our lineage. You know what I'm saying? Salutes. You know what I'm saying? Look how that melanin be popping, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I seen melanin in the distance. I said, oh, man, that's our people. I seen some copper shining in the distance. That melanin was dancing in the sun, y'all. You seen the molecules of that melanin just dancing in the sun? You know? Look how that sun be kissing our skin. So, what's that? So the Great Temple Mound. Y'all see its splendor in the distance. You know what I'm saying? America, throw it up, man. Real Americans. Where y'all at? Real Americans? Somebody requesting up. Is it one of our lineage? Because I don't want to talk to no Neanderthals. Sorry. But if I don't know you, you're not from the lineage, nobody here can vouch for you, I don't want to really talk to you right now. Because we gave y'all that chance earlier and y'all ruined it. Y'all didn't know how to keep a sacred moment sacred. Because this is not really your land. That's why you can't keep it sacred. You don't feel it in your soul to keep it sacred. I keep getting lost, y'all. So let me go this way. So that's like the corn maze mound. And then that's the Great Temple Pyramid Mound, flat top, you know. Who else you know had flat top fades, flat top, you know what I'm saying? Like the 80s flat top haircuts, flat, you know. Who else got the corn rows in their hair? Shout out to you if you got the corn rows in your hair. We are indigenous to the land, guys. That's why I put my hand to the land to soak up game, uploads. And this is the pyramids. This is why I touch the pyramids, because we're connected. We're indigenous. We're the oldest of the land of this entire planet Earth. That's why we're connected to this land like nobody else. It's our hair that grows like the bush, like the tree. We could cut it flat top like the pyramid. We could roll the corn. We could roll the corn with our corn rows, y'all. Come on, we could roll the corn with our corn rows, man. Ancient cornfields. What y'all talking about, man? Tap the screen, share the live. Tap the screen, share the live. Partake in your dandelion roots. Partake in your dandelion roots, because that heals a lot of stuff, man. Partake in your dandelion roots. We even respect the ants in the earth. We're not gonna kick the ant mound. We're not gonna kick the ant hill, because we know how it feels when the colonizer destroyed the mounds and runs the train through the mounds and the highway through the mounds. Who else did he run the highway through? Was it not different Black Wall Streets run the trains through those towns and flood our towns? We're going to go live from Oscarville this summer. We're going to go live from Oscarville. We're going to go to Lake Lanier, y'all. So it says, do not climb on the mound. That's what I was just talking about. Because got to show respect. Row the corn. Row the corn. Row the corn. You see the bean, you see the squash. Let me see some corn. Let me see some bean, squash in the chat. Mississippian diet. How we be eating pumpkin pie? What they call it, Mississippian diet? Pumpkin pie. Who likes sweet potato pie? The beans, the squash, the corn. Who be throwing down like us? What they call it? Mississippian diet. Solon people, we be cooking soul food. We be rolling the corn in our hair, corn rows. The Mississippians were farmers, growing fields of corn, beans, squash, sunflowers, pumpkins, tobacco, based on estimates that 1 acre was required to feed one person for 1 year. 2,000 acres were cultivated to supply this village. Corn was the staple crop of their diet and used for many dishes like bread and hominy. Hold on. Wait a minute. Are they trying to slip the truth to us right in front of us in our face? But who they got pictured there? Who they got pictured there? Who they got pictured there? Okay, now, corn was the staple crop of their diet and used for many dishes like bread. Somebody wrote a corn for Thanksgiving. Dishes like bread and hominy. The women and children gathered nuts, berries, seeds, wild fruits, honey, and roots. And roots. Who be playing roots, man? Who did y'all see out here out of everybody that you see out here on top of that pyramid? Who was getting on the ground and touching the roots? Tell the truth. Who did y'all see out here on the ground just now touching the roots? Huh? Roast some corn. Food was preserved by drying on racks in the sun and over fires, and then stored in special rooms in their homes. Corn was stored in cribs that were raised 7 to 8 feet high on polished pots that prevented mice from climbing in them. So I'm gonna need y'all to be honest with yourselves. For those of you that still doubt, I really want y'all to be honest with yourselves. The men hunted game such as deer, bear, turkey, squirrel, rabbit, raccoon, and beaver. We're gonna talk more about the raccoon tribe. And we love TikTok shop, but they call us what? Let me cover up part of that word. What do they call us? Who was connected to the raccoon tribe? Who had the raccoon totem? And what do they call us? Okay. And beaver and caught fish and turtles from rivers and streams. All parts of the animal were used, including skins for clothing and bones for tools, fish hooks, jewelry, and projectile points. The spirit of the animal, and we just talked about that, the spirit of the animal was always honored for its sacrifice. The spirit of the animal was always honored for its sacrifice. Now, who taught these Neanderthals how to give thanks on Thanksgiving? Who taught them how to do that? Who's still cooking the soul food today? So long, people. I'm gonna need us to be honest with ourselves. I know we get caught up in the images that they gave us. And I just showed y'all earlier on the last live who commissioned the drawings here. I just showed y'all that. Right? So, boom, the pyramids. And now we're going to go to the other pyramid. Hold on, am I going the right way? Hold on, let me see. Make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, thank you, Lenny. Right, yeah, $5 engines, yeah. So I'm gonna need us to be honest with ourselves. I know a lot of us get caught up in the image that they gave us. And I'm gonna need y'all to really be honest with everything that I read to you today and that I showed you in real time. Who are the oldest people of this land? Forget about the name for a second. I want y'all to walk with me for a second. Forget about the name. But in your mind, I'm asking you, who in your soul, what do they look like? That's what I'm really asking you. In your soul, what does the cosmos and the Most High upload into your brain? I want you to listen to your DNA, and I want you to listen to the wind, the spirit, the wind, the breath, the air coming from your own people, what they told you or what they might not have known. I want you to listen when it's quiet in front of your altar and you're meditating. And I want you to really picture what these people look like in front of your face. If you have to close your eyes and do it, then tell me, what do they look like? What does that phenotype really look like? What's up, Nikki the God?
Hey, I was just wondering if are you allowed to get closer to the mounds?
Yeah, I'm kind of lost right now, so I'm
Okay.
I'm trying to get closer to it. Uh, Let me see if I could get closer from this bridge over here. Okay, this
Have
takes
you?
me
Is
to
this your first
closer.
time there?
So this is my second time here. Um, my first time seeing the other pyramids that you saw earlier, the mounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit turned around because I could have sworn. Let me see if I go this way. If I go this way, there's got to be some mounds over here. Hold on. So how you feeling, Nikki?
I'm loving every minute of this. And I'm thinking that you should post this to your YouTube channel
Yeah,
because some people may not see this because there's so many other lives going on right now. But yeah, I
yeah,
think you should post this to YouTube and post parts of it on your all of your social media pages.
yeah. I'll definitely do that. Definitely do that. Thank you, and I
Okay.
appreciate you rocking out with me.
Oh
Excuse me,
yeah.
cause I'm out of breath.
Yeah, I would be completely out of breath if I was there. And yeah, I'll stay here. I I kind of want to go to Lake Lanier. I want to go there now, where you are.
Oh yeah, we
Um,
gonna go to Lakeland there.
my mom died recently, and all my whole life has been taking care of her. But now I'm able to travel, so it's a whole new game for me. So I'll be able to go to these different places.
Do you know who Kwanzi is?
I don't know. That name sounds like it's not of the lineage, but I could be wrong.
That's why I haven't let them up yet, cause I just don't recognize.
And
I
I don't see
apologize.
them in the chat. I,
Yeah,
I don't see them in the chat. I wouldn't let them up because you don't you don't want this to get you don't want to lose this live. This is a live that you need to save.
yeah.
But yeah, there's somebody telling me to invite somebody named Kwanzi, but I'm not going to invite them. I just came to ask to see if you were close by, but don't get lost. You can talk from where you are. We can feel what you're saying from down here
Whew,
where you are.
yo, great exercise, y'all. Um, so Nikki, you can see. Let me catch my breath. So that's the pyramid,
Mm-hmm.
flat top mound. But look what you see right here. I don't know how well y'all can see that.
I can see
See
the
them
flat top
earthwork?
mound because I recognize it because you kept showing it.
Okay.
So now I recognize it. And plus, I've been doing a little Googling and since you've been up here.
Yeah. See, like the holes in the earth.
What is that?
So a lot of people don't realize it's not just as above, but it's so below.
Mm.
So you got mounds underneath the ground. All of these earthworks here, here, there. They're trying to preserve it. All of this, all of that, that right there, that, all of that. So the cell phone doesn't really do it. Show it like really how your eyes can see it. But I hope y'all get the idea. This is massive earthworks, and so they try to copy us with like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, and um, hobbits living in the earth and stuff.
Yeah, they get all that from us. They everything they do, they steal from us. We are the
And
blueprint.
yes,
Then they're gonna
indeed.
put this white face on there, that $5 Indian. They're gonna put that up there.
Now you had like mixed groups that came later before the European. But that's not who built what we're looking at over there.
Yeah.
So now Muskogee Creek, shout out to the Solon that are Muskogee Creek. It's saying here 1600 through 1826. English traders moved into this area in the late 1600s and established a trading post near a creek village at the Okomogi River. The English called the Okomogi River Okesi. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, Creek. The natives living near the river were called the Okesi Creek Indians. Over time, their name was shortened to the Creek Indians, but the natives called themselves Muskogee. Tensions grew between the whites and the Creeks, and in 1813, the Creek WAR broke out in Alabama. A year later, the Creek lost the WAR effort and were forced to cede 23 million acres of Creek land to the government. In 1826, the Muskogee Creek ceded all their remaining land in Georgia and moved to Alabama and Florida. Later, they were forcibly moved to Indian Territory and Oklahoma in their version of the Trail of Tears. So we were talking about yesterday how Oscarville, Lake Lanier also was a starting point for the Trail of Tears going all the way to Oklahoma. A lot of people
Yep.
don't realize that. William Bartram observed that the Muskogee Creek households consisted of up to 4 structures arranged around a square courtyard. The town square was at the center of the Muskogee Creek social, political, and religious life. The town square consisted of 4 arbors, and the middle was the sacred fire with 4 logs. Ceremonies were held near the sacred fire on the town square ground. One of the major ceremonies that took place annually was the busk or green corn ceremony. The ceremony was to renew purity and balance the Muskogee Creek spiritual life. The sacred fire is the prominent witness to all things. The green corn new fire restores order and balance from the chaos developed in the past year. Now hold up. Ain't that how y'all have the Kepera process? Don't you need water and fire for Kepera to fly away on the horizon? Huh? Those who know, you know. Don't you need the water and fire to restore the balance away from Isfet in ancient Kemetic teaching, spiritual teaching? The water and the fire is the balance. Also, you have the wind, Shu, Tefnut, the water, earth, Geb, Nut, the sky, right? Balance to get rid of the chaos. Green corn, new fires. So this is the chief they show here. Chief Mistepes. This is Bandolier. So clearly, him and possibly all these people came along, much later. So we're gonna walk. We're gonna keep walking. We're gonna see. Hello. Hopefully I'm going the right way, Nikki. If not, I gotta turn around.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. You're still in that on that sacred land,
Yeah.
Was that a white person? Was a white tea person?
Yes, indeed.
You're probably stealing ideas.
Yes, indeed. They're the main ones out here.
And some people, they think, learning about
So this is the train
agriculture
tracks,
and the
y'all,
land. This
that
is
they
not.
built that
Oh,
runs through the mounds, and it pretty much destroyed a lot of mounds. All right. This place is bigger than I thought. Okay, so we're headed towards the other mound. It looks like it's over there. Yeah, so last time I came here, I didn't even see all those other mounds on the other side. I'm gonna post up both videos so y'all can see the Paleo Indian period, 1500 BCE to 8000 BCE. The word paleo means ancient or prehistoric. Archaeologists generally agree that Paleo Indians came to North America around 17,000 years ago by crossing the land bridge connecting Siberia with Alaska. They lived in a small nomadic groups of 20 to 40 people and followed animal herds around water sources, eventually arriving in Georgia. In 1935, archaeologists discovered a Clovis projectile point west of the Earth Lodge. That's where we're going over there. They uncovered the projectile point from a prehistoric fire pit, removed the charcoal remains for cataloging. When carbon-14 dating was introduced, the charcoal was processed and dated to 8000 BCE. This Clovis point was the first one found east of the Mississippi River and provided evidence of early occupation in the eastern United States. But now, as you see up here, they're saying that the Paleo Indians came to North America 17,000 years ago. Okay, so just based off of the fact that they're talking about these people that they're depicting here, that lets me know that this cannot be the same as the Mississippian civilization, because they found stuff that's way, way older than 17,000 years. Like I was telling y'all earlier before the first live ended, they found remains of the earliest human in Florida, not Africa, Florida. And it was next to a mastodon, mastodon bones and the earliest human remains thus far dated. And also, I was stating earlier, they found bear grease in a mound, I believe it was Ohio area, bear grease next to a fire pit, next to what appears to be what today we would call a hot comb or a pick made of metal. That was clearly next to the fire. Bear grease, y'all put two and two together. Yeah, man. Paleo Indians used spears to hunt large ice age mammals such as Columbia mammoths, giant sloths, and saber-toothed tigers. The Clovis point was in use for about 600 years, being replaced with smaller points as the larger mammals unalived off. Quad Beaver Lake, Swanee, and Dalton points are some of the points manufactured to hunt smaller game such as deer, rabbits, bear, turkey near the end of the Paleo period. Let's keep moving, because I'm getting hungry, y'all. Tap the screen, share the live. Thank y'all for rocking out. A little educational, National Geographic type live for y'all today. Shout out to Nikki the God. Shout out everybody in the chat. What's up, Malik the Ruler? Hope you're having a glorious Sunday.
Yeah, some of our
Malik the Ruler in
ancestors
the
did
building.
bison.
Petty tender
He,
grass. I like it.
he's saying that some
Petty
of our
tender grass.
ancestors ate
So y'all
bison
see
as part of their diet.
the other mounds coming up right here.
That is
Exactly. You
beautiful.
need that grease with that hot comb, right? Imagine that. We got to start selling bear grease again, y'all. Imagine that. Imagine what the animal fats will do for your beard. Picture that. My Sunday is very lovely. Okay. Oh, you in LA. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Hey, how's it going? Good, good. Thank you. Yeah, it turned out to be a nice day, y'all. It was raining earlier, but I said, man, the rain is nice too. I'll come outside in the rain because the rain is cool. Thank you for the gifts. Nice, healthy, lean
Thank
meat
you.
from bison. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't on TikTok when I was showing y'all the buffalo. I showed y'all the albino buffalo. I got to see how to upload that to TikTok or maybe my YouTube because that was beautiful, y'all. Man, some of those creatures was like the size of 2 cars. Huge. Yeah, they had a baby buffalo, the white albino buffalo. And yeah, some elk, some big elk. So that's the corn maze mounds over there. I don't know how well y'all can see that. Those are the corn maze mounds. And then that's the pyramid in the distance. And y'all can see the train tracks run through here and it destroyed a lot of the mounds. But this is the other mound that I was talking about. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for mentioning that because tobacco is a wonderful offering. And this is the funeral mounds, right? And like I was explaining, the train running through the mounds, they called it the Iron Horse. Devastated the mounds. So they ran the Iron Horse through the mounds. Yeah, tobacco is a great offering. Copper if you have it. Seashell. Sage is a great offering. Palo Santo. You don't have to burn it. Matter of fact, I would suggest you don't burn it at the mound, although, you know, if you know how to use it, you know how to use it, but that's the aerial image right there. So in 1843, the Central Railroad and Canal Company constructed an initial main line between Macon and Savannah, a distance of 160 miles. All right, that's just about an hour and 35 minutes of miles of railroad, depending on how fast you're moving. The railroad's path came right through the Mississippian mounds and destroyed portions of the Lesser Temple Mound. As the railroad company cut through the mound, artifacts and prehistoric burials were exposed. Today, the park road leading to the funeral mound parking lot follows the old railroad cut. So we really don't know how much they really destroyed, y'all. What are they not showing us? What do they choose not to show us? Like I said, there's clearly another pyramid on the other side, but there's no sign telling you that that's a pyramid. But now if your first eye is open, your third eye is wide open, you can see that that is clearly a pyramid next to the other pyramid. Now it says, today, as you look out at the mounds, the railroad cuts are clearly visible. However, 1,000 years ago, when the Mississippians lived here, you would have seen a large field. The large field may have been where the ball court was located and used for playing games such as stickball and chunky. Where did they get baseball from? The photographs to the right show what the landscape would have looked like before and after the railroad cuts. So they try to show you 1,000 years ago. That's in 1843, and this is in 1873. So that's what you're looking at right there. Is what they're showing you. This is what it looked like before that. Right there. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. Yeah, y'all tap a screen, share the live. These mountains have secret passageways, some discovered and some not discovered. Yeah, did you see earlier when I was showing y'all the ground? There's a whole lot that actually don't have signs telling you what it is. You just have to have your eye wide open to know what you're looking at. So check it out, y'all.
What excuse do they use?
There we
Ooh,
are.
ooh.
All right. And we are here. Tap the screen, share the live. Hopefully, I got one bar, so y'all bear with me. We're going inside the mound. Yeah.
Please be patient. Cash's signal is low.
Look. coming out. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, we missed pretty much all of it.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can
Can
hear
y'all
you
hear me
now.
now?
We missed,
Dang, so
yeah,
y'all couldn't hear none of that I was showing you?
no.
Well, y'all just got to come here and see it yourself because it's hard to get signal. You know, y'all can hear me?
So going
Okay,
forward, when
I
I
got
go
more
out there,
bars now. But when I'm
can you hear
inside the
me?
mound, it was like 1 bar. Oh, the minerals was blocking the signal? Okay. But y'all saw the clay pot? We're going to take a 10-second breather, you know? And y'all tell me. We're going to take a 10-second breather. How's it going, man? All right. So this is the mound, the ceremonial mound. And if y'all could not see inside, what I was trying to show y'all was they had a fire pit in the center. You had footprints going around and around the mound. You can still see the footprints inside, ancient footprints. And you see the ancient fire pit in the middle. And you see an ancient stage. It's all made of stone. A stage, perhaps a pulpit on the side. So then now I was asking y'all, what do you think about that? Like, who dances around a circular fire? Who dances around, you know? Iron blocks, radio waves. Okay. Dark inside. It's a little lit. It's a little lit. Yeah, y'all just gonna have to come see for yourself. Certain type of stones. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This is the ceremonial one. This is the ceremonial mound right here. So like I was saying, maybe y'all couldn't see it inside, but they had a stage, it looks like, in the front. And it looks like a fire pit in the middle and footprints, fossilized footprints walking around the mound. You see? Do I have a second phone to take pictures? Man, I should. Sorry, y'all. I don't have another phone to take pictures at the moment. It's probably a photo online too. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, y'all could possibly Google it. Maybe you see something. So what I found interesting when you go inside there is that they took everything else out of there. You don't see nothing else, right? But they left a little clay pot right there sitting by the fireplace that you could see because the clay pot was so important to keep the clay pot right there. So you mean to tell me in the 1800s, the 1700s, the 1900s, the 1600s, 1500s, they kept the clay pot right there all this time, y'all. The clay pot. Tap the screen, share it aloud. Tap the screen. Yeah. Yeah, but that shows you right there. They took everything out of the mound and they left a clay pot for you to look at. But who knows what else was inside there? Maybe it was some more bear grease and hot combs. Maybe it was pictures of women with afros singing at the pulpit. Maybe it was some pictures with men and children with afros and copper skin. Who knows what was really inside there, y'all? Because when we look at the pictures that they put here, that they draw for you later on in the human timeline, do you trust those pictures that they put on these markers? Because when we look at the pictures of like South America, the pyramids and stuff, or we go to Kemet and Egyptus, Egypt, and today what is called Egypt over there in Africa, we see what they look like on the walls. And even those, they're whitewashing the photos, the pictures, you know. Um, so yeah, we're gonna keep it moving. But that's the mound, guys. The video does not do it justice. You got to see it for yourself. Yeah. So, yeah, Okamogi Earth Lodge, America's oldest ceremonial, as the brother was saying earlier, ceremony. It is America's oldest ceremonial lodge. That's what you just saw over there. This is what you're looking at. America's oldest ceremonial lodge. Tap the screen, share the live. How many lives are you at right now? Do you see up right now where people are looking at America's oldest ceremonial lodge on live for you to see on TikTok? Tap the screen, share the live. America's oldest ceremonial lodge. This is extraordinary piece of Mississippian architecture. What was I saying earlier? This is an extraordinary piece of Mississippian architecture. The ceremonial Earth Lodge remained buried at Okamogi Old Fields for 800 years until it was discovered during major excavations by Dr. A.R. Kelly in 1934. So what did Dr. A.R. Kelly really see inside of there? And they did some reconstruction, as you know they do, you know, to try to preserve things that was, you know, tampered with and whatnot, erosion. What did Dr. A.R. Kelly see in 1934? What was taken out of there? Who came before Dr. A.R. Kelly? That's what we got to ask ourselves. Who came before Dr. A.R. Kelly and took stuff out of there? And I want to know, was it Dr. A.R. Kelly that decided to leave that one clay pot inside of the mound? Because we don't see nothing else inside the mound but some fossilized footprints, a fire pit, an old stone stage, what appears to be a pulpit out of stone, and a clay pot. You mean to tell me y'all only left a clay pot for us to look at? Okay, we got to use our imagination with everything else, right? The intact original clay floor, I'm sorry, clay is what it was built out of. My bad, y'all. My apologies. Clay floor was exposed by workers of the Civil Works and Work Projects Administration under the direction of James A. Ford. Another name we got to look at, James A. Ford. Did James A. Ford take that clay pot or was that clay pot always there? Did they take everything else out and decide to leave that one clay pot in the middle of the floor and tell you this is the Okamogi Ceremonial Lodge, America's oldest lodge, ceremonial lodge? Distinct features of the floor were the bird of prey platform with 3 seats, a depressed fire pit, a 47 raised bench, seats that extended around the circular wall and dropped in elevation as they neared the entrance, suggesting that the closer a person sat to the platform, the higher his status in the society. The Mississippians had burned the building, possibly as kind of cleansing ritual or for other reasons. Fragments of clay, charred timber, and cane from the ceiling roof lay in a spooked wheel pattern on top of the floor and were carbon dated to 1015. A large pottery vessel was the only artifact found in the lodge. So you telling me it was the Mississippians that built that burned everything inside of this lodge? Did the Mississippians burn everything they saw inside of there? So they built it and then they burnt everything inside of there, and they decided to leave one clay pot, fragments of clay, charred timber, and a cane from the ceiling roof lay in a spooked
Yeah,
wheel
I don't
pattern
believe that.
on top of the floor and were carbon dated to 1015. A large pottery vessel was the only artifact found 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 in the lodge. Who founded this city? Huh? I was just telling y'all in the first live before it got rudely interrupted. There's a military outpost in this city where it says the objective of this old military outpost during the colonial times, right, was to found the city. They had to do trade, as you saw the trade post back up on the other side, with the indigenous that was already here, right? So we got to connect the dots, y'all. The Okamogi Earth Lodge was reconstructed within a concrete shell to preserve and protect the clay floor. In the reconstruction, workers used the same species of trees and cane as used in the original lodge. The entrance passage was rebuilt higher than necessary for easier visitor access. The original entrance height is unknown. So wait a minute. It says the entrance passage was rebuilt higher than necessary for easier visitor access. The original entrance height is unknown. Although the original roof was not sodded, the reconstructed roof was sodded for preservation purposes. The Earth Lodge was opened to the public in November, boom, 1937. But wait a minute. Dr. R. Kelly in 1934 was doing these excavations. So by the time 1937 came around, they did all of this. The Earth Lodge was a Mississippian council house, a public building, much like our Senate chambers. The 50 seats in the lodge created images of the men gathering for political and ceremonial religious meetings. The clay pot that was found in the excavated lodge suggests that members of the meetings drank black tea made from highly caffeinated leaves of the Yuapan holly bush. The holly bush, Yuapan holly leaves. Where my Christians at? Y'all tap the screen, share the live. It's a lot of, and there goes the mound again one more time for those of y'all that are just entering. That's the mound we just came out of. This is America's oldest ceremonial lodge. And then over there is the pyramids that we just climbed down from in the distance. And then over there is the corn maze mounds. And yeah, that's how we doing it, y'all. So tap the screen, share the live. Is it just me or do they be contradicting themselves? When you read one of those over there, it low-key might contradict the other one over there if you read in between the lines. They're trying to keep a story going for y'all, and you just have to be smart enough to read in between the lines, do your own archaeological research, get into the roots, because you'll get uploads that they cannot get. You know? Cornfield Mound. There it goes, Cornfield Mound. Boom. That is the Cornfield Mound. So the Cornfield Mound and prehistoric trenches. The excavation of the Cornfield Mound, archaeologists charred corn cobs and layer of rolling topsoil under the mound. The parallels, the parallel rows indicated a cultivated field used by the Mississippians, who were master farmers growing corn, beans, squash, sunflowers, and tobacco. The cornfield may have been used for ceremonial purposes because crops were usually grown near the river. Archaeologists believe that the location was used for a field and later covered to create a mound. So this is what they depict here. That's what they drew here for you. All right. Charred corn cobs dated between 900 and 1200. All right. So they got the picture right there, and they had to draw a picture over here for you. And during the excavation, trenches were found near the cornfield mound. The trenches form two parallel interconnected depressions measuring 3 to 9 feet in depth and 15 to 25 feet wide. The trenches were found to be prehistoric, but their use is unknown. Archaeologists believe that the trenches could have been used as a defensive barrier or burrowing pits for mound building. After the excavation, the trenches were only partially backfilled. Today, the trenches remain in sections of oval depressions and semicircular bands. So they show you the prehistoric trenches right there in 1935. Boom. And then that's what you got right there. The cornfield mound, ladies and gentlemen. Prehistoric trenches is what we're looking at today. Tap the screen, share the live. Prehistoric trenches in front of us. Prehistoric trenches in front of us. Cornfield mounds in front of us. Row of corn. Tap the screen, share the live. So that's the side of the pyramid that we came from in the distance. You see the flat top pyramid, the grand pyramid. Thank you for the gifts. Shout out to the gifters and the tappers. And here we go. This is the ceremonial lodge mound. And clearly you're not supposed to be on top of the mound, but these people don't give a damn. And over there you can walk around. Let's see. Let's go this way. Yeah. So we get a closer look at the cornfield mounds, y'all. Do not come on top of the mounds unless it's the Great Pyramid Mound, the Grand Mound, because the Grand one can withstand you standing on top of it, but these others are dealing with erosion and colonizers with their plows and their iron horses, you know. And that's what it is. So you can see right there as we walk around. This is the cornfield mound. You can see the earthworks underneath us. The earthworks underneath us. So these are the cornfield mounds, y'all. The cornfield trenches and the cornfield mounds. So like I was saying earlier, we never know what's really underneath and how deep it really goes. We only see what's on top. We only see what's on top. What's up, BX? Glorious afternoon to you. Thank y'all for the gifts. Thank you, BX. Look at that. Check that out, y'all. Look how deep in the earth we working with. I don't know how well y'all can see that. So that's the other mound in the distance we just came from. That's America's oldest ceremonial mound right there. The oldest American ceremonial lodge is right there. And then this is the cornfield maize mounds in front of us. So you see the earthworks. And you see the trenches. I'm hungry, y'all, so I don't got time to walk all through it, but you can visit yourself. And I think there's another mound that direction, but this is the cornfield mound. All up through there. Up there. Yeah. As you can see in the distance, America's oldest ceremonial lodge mound. So y'all tap the screen, share the live, let me know what y'all think, man. Yeah, sacred grounds, sacred grounds. And if it was sacred to that guy that came up on the live earlier, he would have got quiet. He would have been asking questions. He would have showed some respect. That's why I haven't really been letting people up here, y'all, because if I don't recognize you, if you're not from the lineage, I'm not letting anybody else up. So that's America's oldest ceremonial lodge mound in front of us. Yeah, and speaking of burial grounds, y'all, the my apologies for yesterday. I did not say the correct name of the burial ground that they're dealing with over there in New York, which is the Negro burial ground. So what happened with that, for those of you that were not here yesterday, they changed the name to African burial ground or something of that sort. So we were asking people to mobilize and get boots on the ground in New York due to the Ghanaian president coming on March 24th. Actually, he's already here, come to find out. But he will be going over there for a ceremony on March 24th, y'all. So whoever's out there or able to mobilize and get out there, you know, stand on some lineage business, that would be great. So, hey, how's it going? So, yeah, y'all, that's what it is. So y'all put y'all sixes in the chat if you want me to go to the haunted graveyard tonight, or if you want me to go to the haunted ballroom, or if you want me to go to the haunted Victorian mansion. Okay. My bad. Request back up, BX. Petty Tendergrass. I like the name Petty Tendergrass. Yeah. Yeah, I'm only allowing the lineage up right now because earlier that was, oh my God, that gave me a headache earlier. What's up, BX?
Rich Rising. Oh my God, I was scrolling. I
Yeah.
said, let me peek in Cash Room, and I heard what you were saying. I said, oh, what is
BX, is it just
we
me?
doing?
Can y'all hear BX? Because I can't hear BX.
Can y'all hear me? Can
That's
y'all
the
hear
mound
me?
over there, y'all. You walk up to the
Uh-oh.
mound, and we
Can
walking
y'all hear
away
me?
from it now. But
Can you hear
BX,
me, Al?
oh, I
Can you
hear
hear
you
me?
now.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear
So
you.
I said that morning I was scrolling and I peeked in your room, which is something I do for certain rooms, right? In case, somebody I don't get along with is in there. I don't feel like disrupting the panel. And I heard what you were saying. So I came in the room, but you was battling the young lady, I think from New Orleans, I think she was from. But yeah, so what happened was in 1991, they found this massive, well, they say rediscovered a massive grave site because they were doing some excavation over there to put up, I think, a federal building. So they took us, they were only able to take a certain amount of the ancestors' bodies and they did their testing and they Ghana sent about 400 caskets, well, coffins, they call them, right? And then
Yeah.
they reinterred them, right? So, and that was 1991. Then in 2010, look at this. They changed it from the Negroes burial ground, but it was always the Negroes burial ground since I think the 1600s. Because New York has a different history with the word or the ethnonym black and Negroes. Here we had the land that the Dutch gave us, and it was called Land of the Blacks. It was never Little Africa or nothing like that. So Negro and Black has always been in use since the 1600s. We didn't have to wait for Stokely Carmichael for a Black Power movement and stuff like that. So I literally descend from those who were enslaved by the Dutch in New York and in New Jersey, direct descendancy, right? I also have my southern roots and my family ties. But here, life goes on. We saw what was happening, that they reinterred the ancestors. But what I didn't know was Ghana was involved. So what Ghana is trying to do is having a bid for reparations, right? What they want is a global framework. Tamika Mallory, the NAACP, Narcan and Cobra, I think the name is, Dr. Rondé, all these people, all these Pan-African type of people are pushing for a global framework. To me, go ahead and make your bid. Just don't think you're getting on our claim, because our claim is just with the United States government. But what they want is the UK, the US, and any financial institutions to pay them monetary money. So they're already in New York. They're speaking to the Caribbean, right? So when I'm wilding
Hmm.
out on people, it's for a reason. Because they study out of everybody cash, the Caribbean should be standing with us. Really and truly, they should. I don't even know
Yeah.
how they align with the Africans, but they are. Okay? So it's the
I
Caribbean,
agree.
the Chinese they're talking to, and some Pan African organizations. So they're going to the UN on the 24th for what they call a high level event. Then they're going to what they call, I know we don't like the name, but this is what it's called right now, the African Burial Ground. And what they're doing is laying a wreath on the ancestors' grave sites, right? Now, if you know anything about Ifa, even though that's like Yoruba or something, or any of its derivatives, you're going to use the wreath in form of a floral sacrifice to ensure that the ancestors are happy, and then you're going to ask them for a blessing or favor. Now, our goal, we're not going out there to be it's federal grounds. I mean, if you go out there trying to hit somebody, I don't suggest you do it inside the park where the bodies are at, okay? But I get the frustration because I'm living. And so what we're going to do is go out there and try to counteract. We want to let because Ghana's president is part of the AU, from what I'm understanding. And although Trump has taken us out of the AU, you see they're pushing for a global framework, and they're trying to claim those our ancestors' bodies as as theirs. Our ancestors aren't theirs. And in the event, because in New York, when the Dutch came here with, I think it was either 11 or 100, wasn't no massive number, right? So they all act like these big boats were able to make it here. That's actually not the case if you do your research. It was always like Dutch and a few, maybe 4 or 5, maybe 11. But when the Dutch came here to what is now known as New York, that's what kicked off slavery here. So we have a sprinkle of African captives, right, that mixed in with the indigenous that was already here. So the Lenape was here, but they weren't the only tribe here because they have subgroups. Also, the Ramapo, from what I'm understanding, was on the border of New York and New Jersey. So I do connect to them, but what I'm thinking is that now they call them the Ramapo Lenape. So I wonder if it's something like the Gullah Geechee, two different people that later on merged together, if I have my history correct. So, but the gravesite was always called Negro burial ground. So we do know they were Negroes and not Africans, right? So we're just going out there to protest, let them know the NAACP don't speak for us. The African Union damn sure don't speak for us. And all these other funky Pan-Africans, as the Caribbean damn sure don't speak for us. The Chinese, how could they ever speak for us? These are the people that they are aligning themselves with, but we literally have people that descend, direct descendancy from the ancestors buried there. What makes these people think they are more important than the descendants? I mean, they're all our ancestors, right? Minus the foreign groups. But that is something that we have to be called to the table for, because not all of us believe in Pan-Africanism, even if we were raised in New York. Because we're like Philly when it comes to Pan-Africanism. We have a large Pan-African culture. So what we're asking is those who are in the tri-state area, we even have a few who are willing to not migrate, come up here and visit from the South just to kind of stand in solidarity, telling these people hands off the ancestors. So that's the plan for the 24th. And the 25th is when they're going to formally put their resolution on the table at the UN, asking for a global framework for reparations. That's it. That's it.
That's dope.
Thank you for explaining that, BS, because I was confused about the situation at first. I didn't have all the details. Welcome in, y'all. Tap the screen, share the live. Petty Tendergrass, son, welcome in. Petty, what's up, man?
What's up? What's
You
up,
got it.
family? Yeah, not just listening to everything. You know, I'm actually a spiritualist. You know, I've been initiated into a couple of traditions and stuff. But the ancestors here in the Americas, they go deep, man. I always try to tell people when you go out to places like this, leave some type of offerings or something. You know, ain't gotta be big. You know, like I said, some tobacco, some flowers. You know, hell, some whiskey. Cause you know, a lot of our ancestors are some whiskey drinkers. You know, leave some. Cause you know, a lot of times, you know, because we forgot who we are, we're not active. You know, with our ancestors and their sacred grounds and stuff. You know, we don't pay respects as much as we used to. You know, I mean, you see how we used to, a lot of us used to go to the graveyards and stuff all the time, put some flowers down, stuff like that. Some people do it, but it's not as big in our culture as it used to be. You know, yeah, I'm a visit. You know, I'm gonna visit those mounds one day. I definitely want to experience that. You know, and go out there. I'm telling you, you know, they done displaced a lot of our ancestors. You know, trying to reconstruct those mounds and stuff. You know, after stealing all the artifacts and stuff and whatever they did with the bodies and stuff that they did find in those areas. A lot of those spirits are
Left was a
displaced.
clay pot.
Uh,
For those of y'all that just joined, all they left was a clay pot inside that mound right there. Think
that's
about that.
grave robbing. That's
But what
it's similar to grave robbing. You know, the same thing that you see them doing over there in Egypt. You know, I say the difference between a lot of these mounds over here is they haven't excavated every single mound. You know, so it's still sacred grounds over here. You know, a lot of things they haven't discovered over here. Some things they did. Versus over there in what they call Egypt, you know, they done excavated a lot of that stuff. A lot of the stuff, the structures that you see are new structures. They rebuilt the statues and all that stuff. So it's really not ancient, you know, no more. A lot of that stuff, not like they try to portray it. You know?
So I want to get to everybody on the panel, but I also got a question for everybody on the panel. What do you think about what you heard about the Negro burial grounds that BX was talking about in New York? What needs to be done? How does it make y'all feel what y'all heard about that? It's coming up on March 24th, y'all. March 24th, the Ghanaian president. You could tell me really fast what you think, Petty Tendergrass, and then we'll get to Sun. 'Cause I want to make sure everybody get a chance, you know.
Them, yeah. I mean, I think the you know them trying to them with the whole Ghana thing. I mean, I don't know. I guess how do they know that those guys were actually Africans? You know, Ghana being involved. I heard some things. I don't know if I heard everything correctly, but Ghana. I guess Ghana is trying to send stuff for this Negro burial ground because they assume that these were African descents.
Correct. And this happened when they changed the name in 2010. But if you think about it, that's around the time Obama was in office. So I did a little research on that. He removed Negro, I believe, in 2013 or 2016. But the fact that he was in office around 2009 and 2010, we don't know how long he's been making a play to remove the term Negro. Because why was it changed in 2010 to African? And there was a couple of organizations involved with that. So,
That's a good point. I mean, if you really look at it, the word Negro is a paper. It has a paper trail. You know, whether you are a person, basically whether your ancestors did come over here on a slave boat or whether your ancestors was already here. A lot of us did get docked under the term Negro. So it has a paper trail. So it makes sense why Obama would try to get rid of Negro or get rid of Negro. It's because that takes away, our link to the ancestors that, with the paper trail, because African American, there's no paper trail for that. There's no legal paper trail for African American. African American is a made up new term in the last, 20 years?
like 30 years. But I also want to enter this because I didn't say that first. The original grave site that they found, it had 15,000 bodies. And that's what put the scholarship behind the fact that it was our ancestors that built New York. So I do have an email campaign against Mandani who got up there and said New York was built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, will remain empowered by immigrants. We had a massive grave site of 15,000 ancestors. They were only able to examine 400. So I don't even know why. It sounds like maybe they faced some violence and was just put in this massive grave. Because why were they all there? You know what I'm saying? New York has a really deep, rich history. A lot of it is painful, and a lot of times we're still finding settlements, towns of our ancestors. Right? I'm researching upstate New York to find, and I always said, well, New York don't have parishes, New York don't have wards, we have boroughs. And I was doing some recent research on urban renewal and how many of our towns were taken from us, right, or redeveloped. We had something called the 15 upstate, and it was destroyed by urban renewal. urban renewal was violence. So we had a in one town about 2,004 homes. So I didn't really do my research because I don't like this whole. I don't know who's
You breaking up. You
put
breaking
in
up.
the.
Yeah, I thought it was
Okay,
just
I'm
me,
sorry.
but you
I'm sorry.
breaking up, BX.
So I'm just saying. Can you hear me now?
Don't
Yeah, it's
Yes,
worry.
better
ma'am.
now.
Can you hear me now? Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
it's kind of
It's
gloomy
better.
right
Yeah.
now. So obviously this T-Mobile. So did y'all hear about the 50,000 mass grave sites they were only able to secure for 102?
So I'm trying to make out what you're saying. I'm
You
sorry.
heard
You
me?
started breaking up again.
It's okay. It's okay.
Did you
I'm just
hear
gonna let y'all. I'll write in the
that?
comments.
Okay. Okay. You gonna write in the comments?
I don't know who. I
Okay.
don't know whose live this is. Is it your live? Is it her live?
It's my live, Cash.
I tell you, man.
What's up, son?
Yo, what's good, man? What you got going on, fam?
Yeah,
You
man.
right
You
up the
know, just
street,
had.
right? I know you right up the street. You
Yeah.
like 8 minutes
I'm
from
up
me
the
right now.
street. You say?
Yeah, you like 8 minutes
Oh
from me
man,
right now.
what's up with you, man? What's happening?
No, but hey, you should have took him over there to the
What's up?
McDougal Mile. You should have took him over there to the hidden McDougal
Where's that
Mile.
at?
If you go across that bridge and take that right, you can walk all the way down right before you get to the mound. It's like a little path right there to the right. You can walk all the way down there, and then you'll get to a little walkway, and you'll keep walking straight, and you'll go through a wooded area. It's hidden. You can't see it, and it's right. And you'll walk. It's a nice little trail. You'll walk, and then you'll get to the McDougal Mound, and it sits right beside the HUD department, and it overlooks the projects. Everything the Okmulgee Mounds is surrounded by nothing but black people. This is nothing but a black area. You on the east side of Macon.
Shout
When
out
you
to
go,
Mactown. So you talking about like black that way?
no, that bridge you was just looking at. No, go back, turn back
This way.
around. That bridge right there. If you cross that bridge right there, yeah. If you walk across that
Yeah.
bridge, and then right before you get to that mound right there, it's a little walk. It's a little path. You can walk straight because the corn, the where they used to grow corn is right behind that mound, right on the other side of that mound. So
All right. The
it's a good.
corn maze. Yeah, I was just about how many miles you say? Cause I
It
didn't
ain't it
walk
ain't
the
it
whole
ain't too many miles.
direction.
It's about a good maybe 8 to 10 minute walk. So if you
Oh,
take that if
8 to 10
you
minutes. I don't know if I got it in me.
yeah, that's why I say because it closes at 5. Yeah, but if you walk,
Oh,
it's
it's
a nice little
4:27. I
path right
don't know if I got it.
there. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean you got time, but it's just the walk back. But yeah,
Yeah. We'll
but
chop
yeah,
it
you
up.
can
We'll
walk up.
chop it up. Y'all here.
Yeah, you can walk up that path. Hold your camera up right quick and
I'll
to the
shoot
right,
one.
to the right, to the right.
Yeah, you talking
Yeah,
over there by the corn maze mound.
yeah. You no, you
Past
can
the
walk
corn
back
maze.
there, but yeah, you got to walk down there and get to that the sidewalk, the little pavement walk. You can walk that. That's a shortcut
Yeah.
though. Instead of just walking what I'm saying, all the way around the mountain, you can cut through there to the right and just walk all the way down, and then you'll get to the pavement again, and then you'll take that right, and then you'll walk all the way down, and then it's a little trail, wooded area. It should tell you the McDougal Miles on the back there. But it's a nice little walk,
Okay.
man.
8 to 10 minutes. Hey, I do need to get some exercise though. So, out with me. Let's do it. So that's the mound we were showing earlier. The big pyramid mound is on the other side. Some of y'all might have missed that. It was that one had me out of
Take that
breath, y'all.
right,
I had to
right.
climb up that thing. And this way, I just took the right. So this the corn maze mound for those of you that missed it. And as we're chopping up game, tell me, son, what you think about you know, what you've been hearing. And I'm calling him son because he's shine, not because he's mine. You know.
Yeah,
Um.
it's
Uh, S-U-N.
It's a ploy to separate us from the land. That's all it is. I mean, it's strategic. Even Obama was strategic. He was put in place to do stuff against us as well. Like he said, taking Negro off the census, and you know what I'm saying, removing Negro and then putting African. Like, why weren't they documented as African back then? If we were straight out of
Right.
Africa and they knew we were African on the first census, why didn't they put African?
Exactly. There we have it, y'all. March 24th. Tap the screen. Share the live. Don't laugh at me because I'm out of breath, y'all. Just a little bit out of shape. I'm going to get it back right, though. Working on the summer body.
Just imagine how fit the ancestors were with the damn mound there is.
Oh, yeah. They had to be fit to build all of this. Look at them earthworks, y'all. Look at all of that right there.
And what's crazy is that you know that right up the street is another golf course, Bowden Golf Course. That's where a lot of our ancestors are actually buried at.
Am I not surprised? They put a golf course not too far. So should I keep going that way or should I go right?
Straight, keep straight till you hit the pavement. Nah, don't take that right
Okay.
path. I want you to get on the pavement. See.
What
Oh,
state
okay.
and city is it located in? Oh, this in
Georgia,
Georgia. Oh wow.
Macon.
Georgia, no federally recognized tribe,
I've
Georgia.
been I've been in Macon a lot of times. I didn't know they had mounds in Macon.
Macon has a
Actually,
lot of history, y'all, we don't know about. They even got haunted mansions like I was talking about earlier and yesterday. Haunted mansions, a lot of them. And a lot of these buildings say founded in 1824, founded in 1790, whatever. But they don't show you how the buildings was created. They just say founded. And lots of mansions, haunted Confederate graveyard, haunted ballroom theater. Lots of history. Civil War mansions. They got the Cannon House. Son could tell you better than I could say it.
man, they still do Civil War reenactments in Jones County, right up here, right beside Macon, pretty much. Man. It's a lot going on in Macon, man. Yeah, it's a lot going on in Macon, man.
Look at that, y'all. The ancient cornfield, the mounds.
Right, but on that pavement. If you go to that fence over there, you can see the project. Those were the first housing. Those were the first reservations for black people. That's all that the public housing was. You on the
But
pavement?
March 24th, y'all.
Yeah. If you walk
Yeah, I'm
straight
on the,
down,
I'm,
yeah, it's right. If you walk straight down,
okay, BX, have a good one. Um, yeah. So keep going straight.
yeah, keep straight. If you take that left, it's just gonna loop you all the way around to that upper parking lot.
Oh, okay, got you.
But it's nice out there too, man. Like during the summertime, plums and stuff grow out there. Everything, blackberries on that left side where you passing by.
Uh,
You ain't gonna have
hmm
time to walk the miles. I'll show you where it's at, but it's in the woods though. Yeah, you walk all the way down and you'll see a trail. You'll start to see a trail on your left.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you're in
8 to
that parking
10
lot, you can
minutes.
take that. Yeah, but yeah, that's the walk back. They're gonna get you.
Yeah.
That's why I say I don't
I'm
want you to
thinking
risk
about
being
it.
locked. I don't want you to be risk being locked in there though, man. That's just
Oh, yeah,
another.
you did say.
Yeah, but you
Okay,
can keep that
4:33.
you can keep that loop around and it'll take you back to the parking lot. You parked at the upper parking lot, um, with the
Um,
with the community center, with that building that you parked up there. Or did
I
you park
came
by the
in through the
mile?
woods, but I Ubered over here.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, you Ubered over
Yeah,
there.
I'm Ubering right now.
Oh, you Gucci then. Oh, you
Yeah.
Ubering, you straight.
Yeah, I'm good. I ain't really worried about nothing too much.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't want to get locked in the either.
No, they're just saying you'll get locked in
You
in your
know.
car. You know what I'm saying? You can stand outside and Uber.
Oh,
People,
Yeah, but
yeah,
they're telling you they're
right.
close. They're gonna close that gate. You won't be able to drive out. You can walk out here.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing? Chilling, chilling. How y'all doing? 36? Oh my God, you're old. Oh my God, you're old. You should be back here? Yeah, yeah. You should be back here? You got a dollar? Huh? You got a dollar? Oh, sorry, I ain't got it on me. Yeah, yeah. But y'all have a good one, man.
It's making for you, bro. They stay right across that fence. They jumped that fence and came over.
Huh?
I said they jumped that fence and came over there. They stay right across that fence.
Oh, yeah. They must have jumped.
yeah. People don't really know these mounds are way older than people think they are.
Yeah, the mounds are older than the pyramids.
That's what I'm saying. Been there for thousands of years, bro. Thousands upon thousands of years.
You see that trail right there to your left?
Right there?
Yeah, it should be a trail.
Okay.
Or you coming up on it soon, probably.
Yeah, I see another dirt path going back that way.
Yeah, no, not that one. It's on your left. It's gonna take you down in there. You visiting today, or you down for good right now?
Oh, yeah, I'm visiting, yeah.
Oh, okay, bet. When you leaving out?
Okay. Mound X. Okay, I didn't even know about. Okay, Fort Hawkins. That's what I was talking about earlier, y'all. Fort Hawkins.
Oh yeah, that's up the street.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mound X. Oh, that's what you talking about, McDougall Mound.
yeah, the McDougal Mounds.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
They got all type of mounds I didn't know about.
yeah, the biggest HUD department sits on the reservation. Well, the Indian Mound. The biggest HUD department sits on the Indian Mounds. You can go actually to that McDougal Mound, and it overlooks the. David's home. I think it's David home. But yeah, it overlooks David home. But that other trail that I told you that grows like plums and stuff like that. And, like it's a road back there, and some of my relatives still live on that road.
Yeah.
But most people don't know that Georgia was the last. Oh yeah. You should have came on the 21st, man. They're supposed to be having some kind of event out there.
Ceremony, right? Is that the $5 Indian ceremony, or is that?
Yeah, I might go show my
else?
face. I might go show my face.
Yeah. I hear y'all got all type of stuff. Yo, okay, tell me about the nightlife, man. Where should I go to get food right now? Because I'm hungry.
What you got a taste for?
Soul food. Shit, I'm trying to support black business in MacTown.
Soul food. I don't really know too many soul food spots like that. Yeah, if I eat soul food, they're gonna be at the house. I'm serious. I'm serious. But you know, good soul food spot to make. Not really, cause he moved. I ain't finna say Anderson. Anderson ain't been the same since. Nah, nobody want no old time. we soul food. I ain't gonna lie, man. We soul food. It's honestly, man. It's no. Don't nobody want no soul food. No, we talking about black. He said he wanted to support a black business, but Who? So my church is. He must have been a pretty pity up there. It is, yeah. You can go downtown to Church Hills. I don't think they're not gonna really have like soulful, but it's a nice upscale spot though. If you want to dress up and go somewhere, it's called Church Hills, and it's on Cherry Street. It's upstairs though. It's kind of like hidden, but it's nice as hell in that bit. But you gonna spend a little penny. Now, I ain't gonna lie. But it's not like a soul food
I don't
restaurant.
mind
But
that.
they got lamb
Yeah.
chop and stuff in there, man.
Which is
They got.
Ain't there a vegan soul food spot in Atlanta? I think I went there like a couple of times years ago.
Hey, he about a good
Oh
hour
yeah,
and
I
a
know
half
the
away.
ones in ATL.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a nice little upscale spot. It's a
ATL,
black
that's a little
black
drive.
owned. It's called Church Hills. It's on Cherry
Yeah,
Street.
about 2 hours.
You
Yeah,
look like
so
you
if
got
I
on some
keep
military
okay.
gear. If you walk
Yeah,
down
you
that
know
trail,
this. Yeah.
yeah, it's a little
Where
wooded
that?
area, man. You walk back through there, it's a path, and it leads you all the way back to that mound, bro. I wouldn't suggest you do it. I wouldn't suggest you do it right now.
Okay.
uh, yeah, I wouldn't suggest you do it right now. Yeah,
I just
stick to
get
the
out the park for
pavement.
now.
Yeah, stick to the pavement.
Stick to the
I ain't gonna lie.
pavement.
Yeah, you might. It'll lead you back around to where you were. It'll lead you if you stay with that pavement. Just stay. It'll go all the way around. It'll take you back around to where you were.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I see the visitor center.
Yeah. Sure, man. Everybody need to go ahead and call your Uber. You got about 10 minutes. But log me in, man.
Yeah.
Get up with
Yeah,
me.
man.
Yeah, hit me up next time you in the area.
Yeah, hit me in the DM, man. Give me a follow if you don't follow me already. I'll follow you back.
All
Hit me in the DM, man. You know, shit. If you want to send your number or whatever, you
right, bro.
know. If you
All
going
right,
out
bro.
tonight, let me know.
Shit, I'm going to work tonight. My weekend to work.
I hear that, man. Get your money.
All right, bro. I'll get it with you.
All right, later. Appreciate the info. Yeah. I didn't know son was out there in Macon. That's what's
Yeah,
up, man. Shout out to the lineage, man. You know, we out here.
man, the family all spread
Y'all know the
out,
devil.
dog.
Facts. It's our land. Montana.
Yeah, there's mounds in Tampa, Florida too.
I've heard. I got to get out there to Tampa. I've been out there once or twice for work, but I ain't really enjoy it, like walk around and stuff.
The
Where you
fact
at
the
again,
fact
bro?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was in Tampa though.
Okay. Carolina
Yeah,
got some
there's
hidden gems.
yeah. I was looking it up. I saw that there are some mounds out here in North Carolina too. Actually, not too far from Charlotte. You know, so I'm definitely gonna be checking that out too. You know,
Yeah.
like you said, it's a lot of gems out here. You know, you just gotta be careful, especially out in nature. You know, you out in the wild shit, all these damn animals, and you know, well, especially if you're in the mountains, you know. But it's a whole bunch of stuff out here, dog. You know, yeah, you know, it's crazy. People just call people don't acknowledge these as pyramids, but that's exactly what they are. You know, it's crazy because it's like, you know, they all over the place. You know, these are not just no damn hills. You know, the way that they try to say, you know.
Yeah, they're hidden in plain sight. I believe there's one sitting just outside the airport over there in North Carolina. I forget the name of y'all airport, that major airport. I seen it too when it's like literally a mound right by the airport. It looked like the airport might be built on top of a mound. Yeah,
That's
we
very
got all
possible.
type of stuff out.
Yeah, that's very possible because like I said, a lot of they did a lot of excavation. They built on top of the ancestors' graves and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, they got a park ranger over there. They might tell you some lies on the trail and stuff, you know. But who knows? They might be nice. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I heard there's a highway out here in North Carolina that's considered haunted. Where I think they said if you go out here, you go to that highway around 2 or 3 in the morning, you're gonna see some lady in all white or something. Uh,
Really? Oh yeah, we're gonna go to the highest too.
it's
Right.
was crazy. And people don't understand. When they talk about say haunted places, all the word haunted means is restless spirit. That's really all it means.
There we
You
go.
know,
Speak up.
them spirits ain't been laid to rest properly. You know, so they restless. So that's why I said shit. It's up to us a lot of times to do some nice things. When we can. Uh, Help them out. Yeah, it's pretty.
That's so cool, man. So this is the inside here. National Park Service. Let's see what they got for sale. Good. How you doing? What'd you say?
Okay, it's clear. I said the signal was bad. I said it's clearing up now.
The Five Civilized Tribes. What's that? A book? You get your books out here. Council Fires, New York Times, Christian Science. Yuchi Indian Histories Before the Removal Era. So they got all type of reads here. Sun Circles, Human Hands, Lamar Archaeology, Mississippian Chiefdoms in the Deep South. Yeah.
It just show you how vast the Mississippian culture is. That it reached all the way in Georgia and stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely. Chinabue and the Owl. Okay. Got some Okmulgee National. Macon, Georgia. Black American Series.
I find that funny. Like they got all these other pictures on these other books, but the people that's supposed to be on the books, they got them on one fucking book.
Right. And engage in new visual history, showcasing Macon's African Americans, vintage photographs illuminate the contributions and achievements of black citizens who have lived and worked in the heart of Georgia for the more than 150 years. Local landmarks such as the Douglas Theater. I believe that's the haunted one I was talking about, and the Harriet Tubman Museum. Well, I better get a move on.
Yeah, people don't realize how much that African American term is such an erasure term, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You notice how
Good.
the
So we
media
got
and everything,
plated
and all these
basket
people
kit. Okay, so you can make basket.
all made
Yeah.
baskets.
Okay. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I wonder, do they have any nearby reservations out there in Macon? I think.
That's a good question. Good question. I'm not sure. Hike and stick. Let's see. I didn't even look at the books on the bottom. What's that? That's what they used to say. Okay. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the erasure is so bad, bro. In my own genealogy, with my Powhatan ancestors, you know,
Yeah.
these,
Thank you. Have a
these
good one.
folks they got drawings. They're showing fucking drawings, bro. Of the modern day drawings of these people in the early 1700s when there wasn't no fucking camera, and a lot of these images look just like the early 1900s, Native American pictures.
Funny, ain't it?
So drive around there to see it?
Yeah, y'all. So this was a very interesting live. Um, I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. You got some last words, Petty Tendergrass?
You be safe out there, brother. I look out for your lives, but you be safe out there, man.
Thank you, thank you. Will do, always. And maybe next time we'll go to the hidden mounds over there by the projects. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely look out for that.
And yeah, Carolina, we're gonna have to check out some of these Carolina sites, man, because I hear they got a lot of hidden stuff in North and South Carolina. So shout out to the Carolina family. And remember, y'all, March 24th for the New York family. Let's stand on lineage business. We will not allow the Ghanaian president to come over here and disrespect us, disrespect the Negro burial grounds, and do their witchcraft. No, this is spiritual warfare. It's political warfare. It's physical, and it's on many different battlefields, y'all. So choose a battlefield. Get on the battlefield. Let's stand on lineage business, y'all. Until next time, Petty Tender Grass. It's been great. Yo,
Holla.
Mactown, holla. Yeah, Mactown, man. We out here. Uh, until next time. Powernomic, introspective, reflective, elevation, y'all.